Bum chicka bum dum. Hola.
¿Cómo está?
So I do think I just got to yap for a little bit about the Artemis mission that's going on. And how... Yeah, bud, we got 4 human beings flying to the moon right now.
Right on. Why? I mean, other than...
To go back to the fucking moon, a thing we haven't done in over 50 years, and NASA really wants you to remember that we haven't done that in over 50 years.
Seems like a weird thing that just happens, considering all the other stuff that just occurs daily.
There's a live view from the Orion capsule Integrity. 3 days and 18 hours and 42 minutes into their mission as they fly towards the moon. They're going to do just a single orbit around the moon and return to Earth to splash down. There is Commander Reed Weissman. I don't remember where he's from. I believe Science Officer Christina Cook from Grand Rapids, Michigan, who's formerly spent a year on the International Space Station, so she's pretty familiar with being in space. We have pilot Victor Glover, who's also American and is now the first human being to ever pilot the Orion capsule in space. He did a simulated docking procedure the other day after launch, and like talked through the whole thing for like an hour, and it was just live listening to a fucking astronaut piloting a spaceship for an hour, and it was pretty sick. And then Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Henson, who keeps doing interviews with Canadian TV and getting asked questions in French and just responding in French. It's so crazy how they handle that shit. It's like they don't even address it. They just go, they just start speaking in French. They don't say, hey, I'm going to start speaking in French. Hey, this next question's in French. They don't read the question in English first. They just start speaking in French, ask the question in French. He fucking answers the question in pretty bad sounding to my non-French ears French. Way better French than I can speak, but, you know, clearly worse than the people asking the questions, but fluent. And then he'll go, oh, the question was this, and here's what I said in response. Like, the newscaster just doesn't even acknowledge that they're in French, that they're speaking French, that the answer's in French, or anything about that. It's kind of crazy. Just in French, man, because French Canadians be French Canadian. It's pretty cool.
So we got a guy named Reed going up into space, along with a guy named Victor going.
Yeah, Reed Wiseman, though, not Reed Richards, and Victor Glover, not Von Doom. Honestly, I don't think there's any Von Dooms out there, so...
I listened to the names carefully after that Reed one, because I was like, this could be an elaborate troll. I wouldn't see this coming.
Guess what day it launched?
Was it April Fool's?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
It's like 6:45 p.m. on April Fool's.
I am so unused to any April Fool's trickery that at this new job, when the plant manager came and told me I had to downstack a 52 pallet order because they found a defect in the handles, and I was just calmly like, yeah, not a problem, sir, I'll do that. And he was like, don't worry, April Fool's, man. And I had a cold sweat.
I don't do April Fools. Did you see my post on Facebook that I firmly believe April Fool's Day is for autists what 4th of July is for dogs?
Yes.
And I firmly believe that. I don't do April Fools. I don't like pranks in general. Generally, they're not funny. They're often just cruel and laughing at somebody else's misfortune or hurt feelings or general being upsetness. And that's not cool. Like, you give a person a fake lottery ticket and you think that's a funny fucking joke? You make them think, even for a second, that they just made life-changing amounts of money that is completely going to shatter the way they live for the rest of their existence. And you think that's a cute little prank? Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
It's quite a dirty holiday. But
I actually don't know if the astronauts are up for the day yet. I've been trying to stay up with them through the night. They've been going to bed like 3 a.m. our time. So I've been like staying up and going to bed when the astronauts go to bed. And I think that's pretty cool. They will be going around the moon on mission day 6. So 2 more days. Unfortunately, it will be on the other side of Earth when that happens. So like Australia and Eurasia and stuff like that will be able to look at the moon while it's happening. Not like you can see the fucking tiny little Orion capsule that goes around the moon. But yeah, that's the moon as they get closer to it. So yeah, and they're gonna, go around the far side of the moon where we can't see and see stuff that very few humans have ever seen before. And they're going to experience a very unique eclipse. They're going to go to be on the opposite side of the moon when the sun is on our side of the moon. So they're going to be viewing the dark side of the moon as it is the dark side of the moon. Because it's not always dark. I mean, it gets sunlight. Yeah, what do you think is happening when we can only see half of the moon?
Yeah.
Or it's a new moon. That means the dark side of the moon is completely lit the fuck up, guys. So that's all pretty cool.
Yeah, it's some actually decent happenings.
Yeah, so that's been nice to distract myself with from the horrors of reality. I've had this live stream going for the last 3 days and 18 hours. Constantly on my third monitor upstairs. It's just been going nonstop. And yeah, just checking that out and hearing from good old Leah Cheshire Mustachio, NASA media person. She does a lot of like the interviews and stuff. She just got a sick ass name.
Yeah.
So that's why I remember it. Leah Cheshire Mustachio. That rules. See, and I put my NASA hat on and my Nostromo shirt. Got a dress for my space mission.
Let's have some freeze-dried ice.
So yeah, that's actually like one of the things people have been saying. You didn't even fucking know there's a moon mission going on right now. Something that hasn't happened in over 50 years and is an incredibly historic, huge deal. And most people are just like, huh?
Yep.
Is there a moon mission going on? I've known about, this is Artemis 2. I've been following the Artemis missions for a while. So Artemis 1 was unmanned. They sent similar ship. I think it's been changed a little bit since then. We just sent it out on an orbit around the moon, similar trajectory to what they're doing now, but with no people on it.
This used to be the thing everybody crowded around the radios for. But no, in all the whatever the algorithm decides I get on a daily basis, have I not seen anything. In a regular America, maybe even under like the Obama administration, this would be
a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
I don't know, under any administration except Trump, I feel like this would be a huge fucking deal. I mean, it used to be the space program was held together by the fucking Republicans. When we put a man on the moon, it wasn't a fucking Democrat sitting in the office. I think. Let me fact check that. I believe it was Kennedy. During moon landing was Nixon. It was fucking Nick. It was Richard goddamn Nixon was the fucking president when we first sent people to the moon. Richard Nixon. And we still made a big deal out of it. Now we got fucking pedophile in chief sitting up there, and nobody knows this is even happening because he's too busy blowing up brown children halfway across the goddamn planet.
No, this used to be the thing that would, that when the grandparents called, we could communicate over something this happened.
And it used to unite the globe. Like, it wasn't just Americans watching when we sat down on the moon.
Yeah.
Like, the whole world was watching. Now, does anybody care? I honestly feel like this is a bigger deal to Canada than it is to us, because Jeremy Hansen is the first Canadian Space Agency astronaut to go orbit the moon. And you know that you're getting a lot more publicity in Canada for him than any of the American astronauts are getting. Nope, I muted it. So yeah, it's just sucks. This isn't getting any attention, but it's pretty cool that the one lady, who I believe will be the first female to orbit the moon. I'm not certain on that, but I'm pretty sure. And then Victor Glover, the pilot, it will be the first person of color to orbit the moon. So we got first Canadian, first person of color, and first woman, I believe, orbiting the moon. And just, no one cares. White guys did it 50 years ago. Why should we give a fuck?
Essentially.
And this is our first steps in going toward the moon.
Yeah.
So this is Artemis 2, where we're just going to orbit the moon. And then as far as I know, I believe Artemis 3, they're going to land on the moon.
I'm sure this has also sparked debate with all the non-moon first landing believers.
Yeah, flat earthers were real fucking quiet when this ship took off and was taking pictures of Earth and showing video of Earth live, showing it being decidedly not flat.
Is that still a thing? Like, do people still stand strongly behind that? It feels like it just has blown over.
It's more of a thing now than ever before.
Understood.
It's fucking just a bunch of people being... Okay, Artemis 3 is no longer going to be a lunar landing. It was originally, but I guess not anymore. But, like, they're just worse about it now. Like, the whole disinformation age has broken humanity, dude.
Yes.
All I want is this Uncrustable to thaw so I can eat it. I'm sure that was pretty obnoxious. I'm sorry for my 0 watchers. And they've been doing, lots of like just live video from inside the cockpit as they're flying inside the capsule. And you just see them hanging out, doing their fucking space thing, hanging out in 0G just all fucking day. And everything seems to be going pretty smooth. Other than they've had some toilet issues, which is one of the worst things to have go wrong.
This is Artemis Mission Control at Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, with a mission elapsed time of 3 days, 18 hours, and 56 minutes since the launch of Orion and our Artemis II crew. However, we are entering flight day 5. The crew woke up at 11:05 a.m. Central Time to the song Working Class Heroes by CeeLo Green. They are now in their post-sleep period. We've heard from them just a little bit, but we will do so more throughout the day.
Yeah, they got up at 11:05 a.m. I got up at like 10:30.
For their
and I think they went to bed a little bit after me this morning.
Any hygiene activities, as well as eat some breakfast. On the menu today includes vegetable quiche, granola, almonds, scrambled eggs, granola with blueberries, dried pears, and apples with spice. A reminder that we don't have refrigeration on Orion, so all of the meals that are being flown are rehydrated using the potable water dispenser. Each package of food lists how the astronauts are to fill up with water, what temperature, and for how long or what amount of water that they will need to rehydrate that food. There's also a small food warmer about the size of a briefcase and can heat food up to 155 degrees Fahrenheit.
So it's like a toaster oven, but like a really weak one.
This is a book I was planning on getting at one point about this old game developer dude who went to space. Essentially, his family, his father was an astronaut. You know, they lived in a NASA neighborhood, so he grew up with it, and then he happened to just create the blueprint for the modern day RPG. And made fucking a lot of money. So he gave millions of bucks to Russia to try and get himself into space. He had to get a section of his liver removed that if something had gone wrong in space with this anomaly he was born with, then it would just be internal bleeding they couldn't fix. So he got a life-threatening surgery because he was like, dude, I'm going to fucking space.
Scholastic Checkpoint SH, get banned. Fuck off.
But thanks for bringing me memories of the Scholastic bookstore.
Hell yeah, the Scholastic Book Fair, that was the shit.
Still happens. Like, for the most part, my nephews still treat it the same. One of them got a copy of fucking, was it Dog Man?
I was never a Dogman fan. I was always a big Captain Underpants guy, but I didn't get as into the other stuff.
Super Diaper Baby.
I guess I think the first Dogman came out back in the day around the time of Super Diaper Baby and shit. It was a little later, but yeah. It was I think largely I had moved on from the Captain Underpants stuff by the time book fairs were really a big deal. I was still picking up the new ones as they came out, but they weren't as big of a deal to me anymore. I was more into like the Series of Unfortunate Events books. That was my shit during peak book fair years.
Lord have mercy. Whew. Good books.
Well, I guess I don't remember if I was doing book fairs in like young elementary, because I was reading Captain Underpants through like 4th or 5th grade, and then middle school is when I switched to like more books that like didn't have pictures and shit, you know, like Series of Unfortunate Events. And I tried reading this fucking Area 51 book that was like an adult ass book. It was like 600 pages. It was like very densely written. Just did not work for me. I never went back and revisited that, but it was available at the library, and I remember seeing it when I was younger, but not being able to rent it because it was in the middle school section of the library, and I was only in elementary. And then once I got to middle school, I immediately checked that book out because I had also seen it at fucking Walden Books. Shout out Walden Books.
Possibly rest in peace. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got bought out by like Barnes and Noble or someone and don't really exist anymore. But yeah, Walden Books was my shit as well. That was one of my favorite stores in the fucking mall. We'd go to the mall and I'd go to Walden Books and then I'd go across the way to fucking Sam Goody. And that was as much as I gave a shit about the mall. Because it was generally before we got the Hot Topic. Once we got the Hot Topic, which was also conveniently on the same end of the mall as the other two stores that I gave a shit about. Not that we had a big mall and it would have been that inconvenient to walk to the other end.
It used to feel big.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed, there was Game Frenzy and then a place that opened up across from it. They both did old video games, and honestly, if I had more disposable income, a lot of the things I purchased at those stores gained an immense value.
One of the girls I went to high school with, I believe her parents owned that place. The one, Game Frenzy.
I don't think
it was like more retro video games focused and shit.
I also like that place over down by the end of 223 on the corner there where the Spirit Halloween was. Sometimes they had like a Game Crazy or something. EB Games maybe, not sure.
One that was part of Blockbuster?
Yes.
Was it Blockbuster or Hollywood Video? It was Blockbuster, right?
I believe so.
Remember video stores? Oh, fuck, the game room
Belleville
at Family Video.
Oh, yep.
I spent so much time in that fucking game room at Family Video just looking at covers.
In these retrospectives of video games that I consume endlessly, I learn more and more that a lot of my favorite games were altered when they came to America to make, they call it rental difficulty. You're going to rent this game from the store more because it keeps kicking your ass and you just want to see it beat was the idea behind. So like random shit that I have, just like one boss in there is completely impossible for no reason other than that decision.
Integrity crew, we are rolling Orion by 20 degrees to improve optical comm.
You got the little cat from Sailor Moon whose name is Artemis. This is the Artemis mission. I didn't make that connection till yesterday when Mariah told me. I was like, yeah, I just saw it and thought somebody in Mission Control was a weeb. And she's like, well, yeah, they are. How else did they know the cat's name was Artemis?
I always thought it was like Luna.
I could be selling misinformation. I don't know. I'm not a fucking Sailor Moon fan.
I trust what Mariah said because as much as I watched it as a kid, because it was always on right next to Pokemon, so inevitably I just started watching it. I know nothing about it and never revisited it.
One is Luna, one is Artemis. The black one is Luna.
Understood.
Capcom, Jenny Gibbons. She is a Canadian Space Agency astronaut and backup Artemis II astronaut. She'll be the voice you hear speaking.
This one is Artemis. This is the one they have. Duh, the one named Artemis.
The optical communications system.
So you were both right.
To maneuver the spacecraft to get better pointing for that optical communications. This OPCOM system allows the team to transmit science data, procedures, flight plans, communications.
Yeah, they've been having some toilet issues, so their toilet has a storage tank that they've described as approximately the size of a small office trash can.
Yes.
So they use infrared light
and that holds all their piss and shit.
And that allows more data
and they have to vent it regularly to outer space. And they call that a wastewater dump. Well, the wastewater dump nozzle froze over.
On board with you. Thank you.
So they were unable to empty the tank. And so for most of yesterday, oh, look at that. There we are inside. Live view
You're
from
looking at
inside the
live
Orion
view inside
spacecraft.
the Orion spacecraft, now just
The thing she just
61,919
said.
miles away from the moon. The destination of this flight.
So
and
they
where
had
will
to
arrive
spin
for
the
flyby
ship and
tomorrow.
have that side of the ship pointed towards the sun for most of the day yesterday to what they called bake out the nozzle to cook the heat out of it. And then last night I was watching and they finally did a wastewater dump and you could see all their everything spraying into. You couldn't make anything out. It was just white specks flying out into space, but everybody was cheering.
Yes.
Because they were able to evacuate their shit into space. But they'd had it restricted for a while to where they were only allowed to use, they could only go number 2.
Yes.
As they were saying, in the toilet because they needed to conserve that space as much as possible. And then they were told to use their portable handheld urinals, which they can vent a different way out of the ship. And so that way they could store that and save the room for shit. Because gotta get rid of the shit.
And that book I want to get, he apparently describes the difficulties of using the bathroom in space since there's no...
Yeah, as you shit, there's no gravity to pull it down away from you. You take that for granted every day when you're sitting above the toilet, that there's gravity to pull the shit out of your ass and down into the toilet water. But in space, it's just one big, long, unbroken log that you got to figure out what to do with. You got to pinch that thing off and push it down. I believe they use vacuum systems with like filters and shit like that to keep everything in place, but it all just sounds awful.
Yes.
And then you're like, your digestion and stuff won't work quite as well either because that also depends on gravity. So yeah, it's just bathroom stuff in space is a whole fucking thing. It's almost like we evolved to be in 1G and our bodies don't love it when we aren't in that. That's Chris Hansen, the Canadian.
Have a seat.
Obviously, this is Christina Cook. And then this is Reed Weissman. I don't see Victor. I'm not sure where he is. Not like there's a ton of space for him, but he must be like
As we get a
just
live look
under.
Inside the cabin, closest to the camera, NASA astronaut Christina Cook, and behind her, Canadian
You can tell I've been
Space
watching
Agency
these live
astronaut
streams a
Jeremy
lot
Hansen, his
because
first
I just
flight to
say the
space.
thing and then they come on and say the thing
We are
right after
entering
I've
flight
said
day
the
5.
thing.
The crew is still in their post-sleep period and configuring the spacecraft for the day's events. Teams on the ground are collecting information that they will relay up to the crew during their daily planning conference.
Oh, yep, he's checking his blood ox. Making sure he's
That
healthy.
daily planning conference should start about 15 minutes from now, when the team will relay up any conversations
I fucking love this
necessary,
shit.
to let them know about the status of the spacecraft or the day's activities.
And today they're going to be testing their emergency suits, which they like wear when they're launching. And if anything were to happen, they would put them on, like if they were losing atmosphere or pressure or whatever. And those suits have to keep them alive for 6 days inside the suit without taking it off. So it handles water, food, and waste management for 6 days. And obviously atmosphere and heat. So that they can get back to Earth if something were to happen to the Orion capsule. But today they're going to put on the suits and pressurize them and test all the systems and everything. Which makes me wonder, is someone going to shit in that thing today? They going to put that suit on and shit in it in space today? Because they're going to test all the systems. The shitting in it is one of the systems. And if so, which astronaut is going to shit in their suit? Are they all going to shit in the suit? Do they draw straws and decide who's testing which functions?
It's got to just be who's up to bat.
Do they need both the dudes and the lady to piss in it so they can test? Because I assume those piss collection systems are different.
Yes.
These are the Orion Crew Survival System. We also refer to them as OX. These protect the crew during launch and re-entry.
They're again
They're
saying
also
the thing I
designed
just
to
said.
be used in an emergency. They can provide the crew member wearing it with a breathable atmosphere for up to 6 days if Orion were to depressurize. Of course, as this is the first flight of crew aboard Orion, this is the first time humans have worn these suits in space. So this crew is testing their ability to quickly don or put on the suits and pressurize them. They will also then install their seats and get into those seats while wearing the suits. They'll take a moment to eat and drink through a small port on the spacesuit's
What does
helmet
this
and conduct other tests
craft
while
look
suited.
like in its entirety?
Kind of like the Moonlander.
Okay.
You've seen it. It's similar shape. Jets coming off the bottom, cone at the top, slightly flat, and then it's got 4 solar wings, long rectangular solar wings coming off it. And that's where our camera is. We're on the end of a solar wing.
Do you know?
There's one on each solar wing and one on the end.
The generic spaceship that kind of looks like a jet.
The space shuttle?
Yes.
It's called the space shuttle.
That's a space
That is
shuttle.
the space shuttle. It was the space shuttle program, which has now been retired. It was a big deal for most of our childhood. Its main objective was shuttling astronauts back and forth from the International Space Station.
Okay.
These are small maneuvers to help keep the spacecraft.
Yeah, this is much more similar to the Apollo missions. Much bigger rocket, much smaller space for your astronauts.
At this moment, teams are planning to continue.
When I think of the
today's
Apollo one, I also
outbound
just think
trajectory
of
correction
Capsule Corporation's vessel to send Goku to Namek.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
So they're in this space down here in the kind of more rectangular, or not rectangular, but less conical area. I believe the conical area is like where their seats are for when they launch and take off and everything, which I guess they dismantle and put away. I'm also curious about when they first got up there and they were getting ready to go away. They talked about before we got any live views from inside, they talked about that one of the things they were doing was drying and stowing their suits. And I'm curious, what did they need to dry? Is it the water storage inside it? Are they like draining that? Or because I would assume if it's supposed to sustain you for 6 days, you store it with the supplies in it. But also, you don't want to carry 6 days of water for 4 people in addition to your other water.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Did somebody piss their pants during launch? Too many G's for you? I wouldn't blame you.
The rocket technology that we used, is it any? Because we had advances over the past 10 years, and it was SpaceX who got a rocket to just re-land.
Yeah, I don't think this rocket did that. This was the Space Launch System, which is built by Boeing.
Okay.
So it is a new rocket, but I don't believe it has any self-landing capabilities or anything. But SpaceX is mostly using those self-landing rockets for launching payloads like satellites and stuff, not people. I don't know if they've done any crewed missions using one of those rockets. I actually don't know how many crewed missions SpaceX has done, period. They mostly launch satellites and shit.
Our rockets have become more and more to the point of being reusable, because they used to
which is a big deal. Because, in the Apollo and everything before that, and most things since then, all rockets, period, except for, now, have been you use it once and it's done.
Yeah.
There goes $30 million or whatever, throw it in the trash can. Or in this case, the trash can is the middle of the fucking Indian Ocean or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, I hope this is a smooth mission.
It has been so far. Everything's been going really well except for the one toilet issue, which is, while it's awful for quality of life inside the capsule if that were to completely fail, which it hasn't. They've just had to be careful with it. It's not like mission ending. Like, it's not life threatening. Like, you'll generally get through that. But everything else has gone really well. They did so when they initially launched, they went up and they went into high Earth orbit, which, if you didn't know, is the first time human beings have done that in over 50 years. They've said this a lot. So we were in high Earth orbit, which we haven't done because the space station is in low Earth orbit. And so we were significantly higher in the orbit. But it was in an orbit, a big elliptical orbit, so it was getting really far from Earth and then getting down pretty close to Earth and then getting really far. And they had to do the translunar injection burn from there. Whereas they're orbiting Earth, they get the right spot in their orbit. At this point, they got down to just 100 miles above the Earth's surface before launching their translunar injection burn to launch themselves out towards the moon. And actually, not even toward the moon, toward where the moon is gonna be. Because the moon's like here, going like this, and we launched like that. So the moon's here, and we launched over there. Because when we get to out there at the moon's distance, that's where the moon's going to be.
Yep.
Otherwise, you miss the moon. If you shoot it where the moon is, the moon's over here by the time you get to where the moon was.
Thank you.
Which is that basic math equation they give you in almost all if something A is traveling at this rate and something B is traveling at this rate, when will they meet up?
Yeah, but more complicated.
Much more.
Because orbital mechanics. So anyway, they did that translunar injection burn, and then they've had, so it's the TLI burn, the translunar injection burn. And they've been saying over the last several days that they've had orbital correction burns that they had available and scheduled for, like, if their translunar injection burn got them slightly off, they could do these other burns to put them on the correct course. They've canceled every single one because their translunar injection was so accurate that they haven't needed to do any corrections. They did the one burn, and they've just been on a ballistic trajectory since then. They haven't fired the engines. They did a 5-minute and 50-second burn for their translunar injection burn, which got them from 100 miles above Earth going like, I want to say like 1,000 miles an hour or something like that, to on trajectory toward the moon and going over 9,000 miles an hour in 6 minutes. So that's a hell of a burn.
That was a question I had about
inside Orion as the crew members prepare their day. Again, we're standing by for their DPC, their daily planning conference. In about 7 or 8 minutes, they'll speak with teams on the ground.
Question you had about what?
The space station itself, since it's in low Earth orbit, does the space station have to constantly maintain a position to stay in the orbit that it's in?
So it has to occasionally make correction burns because it is low enough that it does catch some drag from the atmosphere.
Yes.
So it does have to occasionally make correction burns to bring itself back up into its orbit, but it's not like constantly doing it. It's just like it occasionally has to make adjustments because it's high enough that the atmosphere is exceedingly thin, but there's just enough that little bits hit it and slow it down. It's enough to introduce some friction, whereas like where these guys are right now, there's no friction. They're fucking coasting.
Immediately upon wake up and
do
before
we use
the astronauts
fuel
brush
to
their
make
teeth
those
or
correction
exercise,
burns?
they are asked to take a saliva collection.
I'm not certain what they're doing. Obviously, yes, there's some kind of fuel, but I believe it's like steam propulsion, so they're just like heating water and blasting the steam out to adjust themselves. But yeah, in space, you gotta use Granddaddy Newton's laws, and you always gotta, if you want to go that way, you gotta throw something that way. No exceptions.
What was that short you showed me with the woman who froze her arm?
That was from Love, Death, and Robots.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, that's all any rocket is doing is just shooting something out of it really fast. And the faster and harder you throw the thing out the back end and heavier it is, the more you go the other way. So rocket just throws lots of shit really, really quickly. And then there's stuff like ion engines, which are mostly theoretical at this point, where you can just take super tiny ions and you shoot them out of the back of your ship, which they're super tiny, so they don't impart much force, but you throw them out at like 90% of the speed of light. Yeah. And so they do impart some force on you, because force and they impulse you. Anyway, so like you just always got to throw something out. So I believe they're using steam jets. That's what they use a lot for like orbital maneuvering in like satellites. They'll have little steam jets that'll just launch, or even compressed air. When you're in vacuum, air has enough mass a lot of times to do something.
Can you create water in space?
No. Yes and no. You can combine hydrogen and oxygen to make new water anywhere, but you're still limited on the amount of hydrogen and oxygen you have. But realistically, what we're going to do is just harvest that ice from asteroids or Saturn or the moon. That's part of one of the goals of this thing, is we're looking at craters on the south pole of the moon where we believe there may still be ice, because the way the ridges of the crater work and the fact that it's on the south pole of the moon, they will create shade zones that have literally not seen sunlight in billions of years. Millions? However long the moon's been around. Earth's been 4.5 billion years, so billions is probably a bit of an exaggeration. The moon's probably 2 or 3 billion years old. Who knows when that crater was made over that course of time? You can safely say hundreds of millions. Yeah. So hundreds of millions of years, this area on the surface of the moon has just not seen sunlight. So if there ever was any water there, it's still frozen. Because part of the problem with trying to find water on the surface of the moon is if it sees sunlight, there's no atmosphere, so it can get really hot. And since there's no atmosphere, it's in vacuum. And once it turns into a liquid, it evaporates. And then there's no atmosphere to keep it there, and just into the vacuum of space, all of that water goes. So the only water that you would be able to have on the moon would be in these craters, in the rims where the sunlight can't get to it. Yeah. And ideally, they would be on the north or south pole. And I believe we're looking at the south pole during this mission, which will allow us to hopefully see in there, maybe see something, and maybe find some water there. And then ideally, we would set up some kind of base there. You take that water, and you can then... So we use water for propulsion and stuff in like orbital mechanics. But if you want to like travel, you want to go to Mars, you're not using water as water. You're taking that water and you're electrolyzing it, and you're separating that hydrogen and oxygen out, and you're burning the hydrogen. Yes. Hydrogen is rocket fuel. Hydrazine, that's what they launched with. Yeah. They launched with hydrazine. It was a big old fucking tank. Might have been a solid rocket booster. Not a rocket surgeon. Hydrazine is rocket fuel, which is just hydrogen, two hydrogens connected together, I believe. Doesn't matter. Again, not a rocket surgeon. They need hydrogen. That's the important part. They can get hydrogen from ice on the moon. Then, if you launch to the moon, have a bunch of hydrogen there that you can like send up to a space station, which they want to build in orbit. You can then dock your rocket with the space station orbit, refuel, and launch from there to Mars, giving yourself the extra fuel to get yourself the boost to go all the way to Mars. This is a 10-day mission. They're going to the fucking moon. That's walking down the street. If you want to go to Mars, you're going across the country. Yes. So, like, that's... In The Martian, it's a fucking 3-month trip. And that's like using far future space sci-fi stuff to do it, where they're constantly accelerating the whole way and then flipping and decelerating. Accelerating halfway, decelerating halfway. You know, like more than we can do. We'll be able to do like a burn to get us up to speed using that fuel, and then reserve some fuel presumably for a slowdown burn when we get there. But we're not going to be burning the whole way to Mars with the amount of hydrogen we make. So we're talking a year to get to Mars. It's crazy.
Houston, Integrity, good morning and happy Easter to
There's Victor
everyone.
Glover.
We wanted to kick off our Easter Sunday by honoring our crewmate, Jeremy Hansen. We have a long-standing tradition in the astronaut office of the traditional astronaut pin, and when you fly in space, you change from silver to gold. And so we figured today was a perfect day to honor our friend, Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen, with his flown astro pin.
Yeah, I believe he's the only one that hasn't been in space yet, is Jeremy Hansen, the Canadian.
Wow.
So
That sounds like it took a lot of people to
that's pretty cool.
make this little
So he just got his astronaut pin upgraded from silver to gold because he's left the
a lot of
atmosphere.
gratitude for all those people. It's a pretty special experience. Thanks for doing this, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the other two. I believe they've both been to the International Space Station at some point, but I know that Christina Cook spent a year on the space station.
Well deserved. It's an honor to
I don't know if it was all at the same time or if it was like different stints, because I don't know how long you're allowed to stay on the space station.
We wanted to take a minute to commemorate the holiday that we have. This time of year is something that many religions and many cultures hold dear. It's a time of emotions such as joy, as well as solemnness, honoring what's going on both in our world and in our religious beliefs. Another aspect of that is our family traditions. And I know for me, if I was on the earth right now, I would be with my family in Houston, the Monte Rosas, and we would be hiding confetti eggs in the backyard and watching two very sweet little girls go try to find them. So to commemorate that on board, we did hide a few eggs around the cabin. They were the dehydrated scrambled egg variety, but we're all pretty happy with them.
That rules.
That's wonderful. We'll keep
They
an
hid
eye out.
eggs on the fucking spaceship. That does make me sad that she said she would be with her family in Houston. You're from Grand Rapids. What the fuck's this Texas shit?
And happy Easter
Wow.
to everyone down there on Earth. And with that, I will pass it off.
Texas still the home of NASA?
Thanks.
Oh,
Victor.
you're right,
Happy Easter,
Houston.
everyone.
You're right.
I-
You're right. They're
we've been
talking to
up
Houston
here
right
this
now.
But they also have
we
a
did
setup-
want
I
to
believe
send
they
a
launched
special
from
Easter
Orlando,
message.
though,
Yes.
at Kennedy.
And no matter your
The whole
faith
thing is you
or
want to be as
religion,
close to the equator as you
for
can
me,
get.
the
You want to be
teachings of
further
Jesus
south because you have
were
less
always a very simple
weirdness
truth
in your
of
orbits.
Love, universal love. Love yourself and love others. And something for us being up here and looking back at all of you through one tiny window is that just resonates 100% true. And our goal as humanity should be to just follow in that example. There were many examples in the past, but that's one example of love that we can just all follow in those footsteps, and it'll serve us well.
Hell yeah. And then it's been another thing that's been nice is like
And with that, Houston, we
just
are
seeing
eager
a bunch of
and ready to
professionals
start
be
our
professional
exciting
and
day
good
of
at what they're
Sit Off with
doing.
you all,
Just feels
and
great
we don't
to
have
see
any
a competent
specific comments
person
yet,
doing a
but
good
ready to hear
job
what
at
you've
the
got
thing
for us.
that they do.
Actual teamwork.
Especially people that are
Thank you,
employed by our
Integrity. A lot of
government.
gratitude
It's super
for that
nice to
message
know
down
that there's
here,
at
and
least
it's
one or
wonderful
two
to
competent
see
folk out
Jeremy
there.
get that pin. So thank you for sharing with us. Today is a big day. We're all tracking that down here, as I'm sure you are up there. Today, let's take our time. We will remember that slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Hell yeah.
While you are
Yep.
suited, we plan to have you voxed unless you request otherwise, and we will be silencing caution and warning from the ground. I have a few procedure deltas for you when you are ready.
Uh-oh, procedure deltas. Why you delta in the procedure?
Copy, thumbs up. Today, during your suit up, we would ask that you cap the gas trap after all 4 crew members are connected to cooling. Reed, there is a delta in your controlled
Richards?
depress to 10-2 init and term activities. Those are coming later today, so when it does come to it, you will be skipping the instruction to update the PPO2 max set point for flammability reasons.
I don't know what it is.
We will remind you with the instruction number when we get to
parts
those
per million
activities.
O2, reducing the amount of oxygen so it's not flammable? So you don't go boom? No boom.
I
Copy,
don't know
thumbs
if
up.
it was just part of the movie.
We also expect that you will
but where
open
they,
visors
on the
3
ground
times
here at Earth,
today.
they have
When you do,
the
for
same
every one of those
space
openings,
shuttle
you will use the
in
instructions
case
that
they
you have
need
in your
to-
daily summary.
Oh, from The
first
Martian?
Point, and
Was that
will
the
override
Martian that
EPROC
had that?
Yeah.
I thought it
and
was
sent
Apollo
overboard.
18.
Again, we
Well, I don't
will
know.
remind you
Apollo may
as
or may
needed.
not have had that too, but yeah, Martian.
Today,
They
I
like go
want to give
to
you a refresher on your bold
what is
face
it?
for loss of suit ventilation while visors
JPL?
are down.
and
Yeah.
they
Today
like
we are
set
running
up
on
the because he
scrubber
gets the
ARS
Mars
fan
rover
1.
and the Mars lander.
Call me back if
And
you want to
so
run
they
through
like
that
go be
memorized
at that, and
response.
he's like
Otherwise,
using the
I'll take your
camera
thumbs
for
up.
spelling, and so they have the thing set up there, so that they can like track where he's aiming it and everything. Yeah, that was definitely in The Martian.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of the Apollo 13
we
in
just
a
went
while.
through a quick brief up here. We think we're good.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
Copy.
that they've got all this.
We also will have a
documents and
summary from
digitally,
our
and that any
administrator's
problem they
interview
can
and
have,
comments.
they can
Those
work
will be
together with
uplinked
ground
to you in a
control to
crew
solve it.
message.
Yeah, they
The
got a
goal
whole
is to
ass
have that
team down
available
there
for you
for every
after
single
the
thing.
DFTO. Around that point, before your midday meal, we're also planning another sync. We have a couple of other items for you, but we will pass them after the DFTO. They're for the remainder of the day. Finally, you can stow the lens caps, Christina, in F1 large AGA general use brown label.
That was my language, right there.
And it's really
F1
cool.
Brown,
Like
thank
they've got
you.
everything categorized like that.
Copy. That's
They
all
were
we
looking
have
for
you.
towels the other night.
We are ready to support
The
you.
new
And I'll
workout
take any
thing.
questions or comments you have for me.
On this resistance machine. Not important. Trying to clean themselves up after that. They were looking for towels.
Okay, just
They called
clear
down and
things
they're like,
on
in
Avatar
this
today
container,
for
in this
Huntsville.
box,
All
stuffed
lights
inside a
except
portable urinal.
15 and 16
They knew
were
exactly where every
eliminated.
single thing on that
Jenny,
ship is,
one
so they can send the
question
crew
on
and get it for them.
the cap for the gas trap. You said to cap it after 4. Is that also after the 5 minutes have passed after the 4th crew member has connected?
Good words, Christina. After the 4th crew member and 5 minutes have passed since that connection.
Copy all.
And Christina, Huntsville copies the Avatar call. Thank you.
Great. Good Artemis morning, Huntsville. And Jenny, blanket statement for today. If you need adjustments to the view, please just ask real time as soon as you need them, even if it goes away. Unless we've told you that we are turning it off, we intend to be streaming with a good view for y'all.
Hell
Copy.
yeah.
Thanks for letting us know.
So that means as much of the day as possible, they're going to keep this camera inside there on. Just live, hanging out in space.
This is like the one place you'd.
Hey, you want to adjust that view for me there, Christina? All I see is a fucking cable. What kind of connection is that? Is that just like a fucking...
It almost looks like a hand using a soldering iron.
Just like it looks like an RCA. I can't tell if that's got flats on it. It's like it's threaded or not. It would be weird for it to be a non-locking connector of any kind, but I don't know what NASA's doing. I don't know what that connector's for. Yeah, it's all very cool. They don't have a ton of room in there. They're all pretty smashed into that space. And I believe they did a simulation of it. They had to do a 10-day thing where they locked him in a... I don't know if it was like a replica of this or how it was set up. Because obviously it wouldn't be quite the same in gravity. You'll have more room in 0G, if that makes sense, because you gain an axis. In 1G, you got X and Y, but as soon as you turn off that 1G, you gain Z axis, and you get all that verticality to get away from each other. Not that, again, there's a ton of that, but it does help.
Houston integrity for docking cam.
Go ahead.
Is it okay with you if we keep the docking cam on the docking hatch window for today, at least for the morning?
Yep, that should be fine. Thanks, Christina.
Thanks for Cena. So yeah, it's nice to be distracted a little bit from the horrors of the world and see something positive going on. And
after waking up at 11:05 a.m. Central Time today and entering their post-sleep period, the crew has just completed their DPC, their daily planning conference.
It's
the
going
daily
on
planning
at
conference
this
started
moment.
with Canadian
It's
Space Agency
something you can
astronaut
just
receiving
shift
his
focus
gold
on because
astronaut
it's
pin.
happening.
This
It's
is the
not
first
like at the
flight
same
for
level of
Hansen,
binging
and therefore his
Netflix
pin,
as a
which is
Right.
received upon
distraction.
graduating
and it's like a
from
real
astronaut candidate
historical
training.
cool thing
that is
going
a silver
on.
pin that is
Like
given
they
when you become an
refuse
astronaut and
to
have
stop
flown into
reminding
space.
us
You receive
this
a
is
gold
something
pin.
human beings haven't done in over 50 years.
Half
1972 was the last time we sent someone to the moon.
Some scrambled eggs around
And
the
so,
cabin, as prepared by the
pretty
food
big
lab
deal.
here at Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, and offered some thoughtful words on the holiday, as well as Victor Glover's father's birthday.
Yo, happy birthday,
Teams on the
Victor
ground,
Glover
Discovery,
Sr.
How
Capcom,
proud are
Jenny
you as a
Gibbons
parent
provided some information about today's
Your kid gets to
off-suit
wish you
demo
happy
and some
birthday from
changes to the
space?
procedures that they currently
Yeah.
have.
From being one of the first human beings on the way back to the moon?
I'd hate to be that younger brother.
We confirmed
Yeah.
that they will be opening their microphones,
Okay.
and we will be able to
Home from
hear
the convenience store.
throughout
Brought you
that
a
aux suit
brought you
demo,
some
as
milk.
well as hopefully continue to
Oh.
receive good views inside the cabin.
Victor's up in space. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I got a tip today.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to compete with.
Yep.
Your brother was the first human being to ever pilot the Orion spacecraft. What have you done?
Like some stressed out younger brother busted his ass in HR. You know.
So I may not have stressed it properly, but what was really cool about listening to him pilot that was he was the first human being to ever pilot it, but he had to be trained to pilot it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't just hop in a spaceship and fly it. So how do you train someone to fly a spaceship no one's ever flown before? Well, you put them in a simulator.
Yes.
But how do you build the simulator for a ship that no one's ever flown before? You don't know how it flies because no one's ever flown in it. So they kind of guessed and did their best approximation of how to build the simulator. Then they send him up there, and he flies the real thing while doing this commentary the whole thing and tells them what they fucked up in the simulator. He's like, well, this isn't like the simulator, and the simulator did this, but when I actually do it, it's more like this. It's not as jittery as it is in the simulator. It feels more smooth, and the rumble isn't as rough. It more feels like you're driving down a gravel road. And it's
He's doing QA testing.
yeah, live from outer space.
And you know that they're going in and they're immediately working on
Yeah,
that.
they're updating that simulator with all of his information so that when they send up the crew for Artemis 3, they can train them on the better simulator.
Yep.
And apparently he was a test pilot before this, so he that's what he does.
He knows how to give a report.
He knows how to give a report, and he's comfortable being the first person ever flying something. So he's test piloting all the fighter jets and shit in the Navy, I believe, was what he did.
Yeah.
So pretty cool dude.
Yep.
They're all pretty cool dudes.
Fearless is a word.
Yeah.
that can be used here? I mean,
Yeah, because it's like you can't just turn around.
No.
They're on a ballistic trajectory. They're going around the moon whether they want to come back right now or not.
Yes.
Because like when you're in an orbital trajectory, you can't just. There is no just stopping. There's their simulation thing that they show. You can kind of see the capsule a little better. Oh, and that's the real live view. And that's back inside the cabin. They're just flipping the camera all over the place. So that's their Arrow system, the Artemis real-time orbit. Watcher? Something, I don't remember what the W stands for. But it's pretty cool. You can like pull up the mission and see the path that they're going to take and where they are along that path, and all that. And that's where you can really get the sense of like where the moon was when they launched versus like where it's going to be. Oh, not that one. So I typed Artemis Arrow, and apparently there's a character from the TV series Arrow named Artemis. There we go.
Unity.
Hell yeah, Unity. Let's full screen this too. No, thank you. So yeah, this is the mission currently. Here's Earth. We can focus on Earth, and you can see that like they launched, went into orbit. I guess they launched this way and went into orbit, and then followed this figure 8 pattern toward the moon. That's where they currently are. That's where the moon currently is. So you can see that they're still not heading, they're going this way. And the moon's over here. But by the time they get to here, the moon will be here. And they're going to loop and shoot back. Yeah, because then they're going to enter the influence of the moon's gravity.
Yeah.
So it's funny, I don't believe they've passed the point where the largest influence of gravity switches from the Earth to the moon yet. They're well over halfway to the moon. They passed that point, not last night, but the night before. I was watching when that happened, of course. And so the moon real small compared to the Earth is really what it boils down to. Like you think it's not, but it's real small, real far away. And then if we go back to, oh, that's interesting. We go back to the integrity, and go to that view. It's got the different cameras that you can see. So you can select each camera on the exterior of the ship and see what it would see in real time. This one's not a real camera. There's no camera just following slightly behind the ship.
Hold on, Buzz Aldrin.
So So yeah, they're currently slowed all the way back down to 1,595 miles an hour. But as they circle around the moon and come under the moon's gravity, it's going to slingshot them back towards Earth, and they're probably going to pull some G's.
Yeah.
And get speeding back up quite a bit. Gotta be speeding up quite a bit because it'll be day 6 as they're passing around the moon, and they're going to splash down on day 10, which means they spend 6 days getting from Earth to the moon, but only 4 getting back. Which means they're going to have to catch some pretty big acceleration off the moon.
Yeah.
I believe this dot here is another point. Oh, it's just a lunar flyby. That's not even a burn. There's your return trajectory correction burn. Just after they get around the moon, they'll have another chance to do a correction burn to get themselves back on the right trajectory. And then they'll splash down in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
And what's the anticipation like? I mean, I'm sure these are professionals, of course, but still, you're up there like, these things are coming up. This is what we got to do. But still with the excitement of what are we going to see on the ass end of the moon.
You had to unfollow a person to follow me. Is that how Twitch works?
Possibly.
Hello, Kodig. I assume you know this person.
What's going on, Burgers? I didn't see you there.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. I didn't realize there was a limit to how many people you could follow on Twitch. Like, just normal following, not any kind of subscription. Because I don't even think we can be subscribed to yet, because we're not affiliate or partner or any of that bullshit. But I appreciate the follow. That puts us... We're only 1 follower away from reaching our follower goal now.
Get on your alt account.
Is this buffering shit me? What does OBS say? What's my bit rate like?
I think the space station is Starlink.
I mean, those are all outputting fine, so my stream's still fine. Why are you so shitty? Ooh. NASA live stream?
That's the thing I'm going to do this week. I'm going to check on that fiber that got installed.
Oof. And it's not even like I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired into the network here. This is crazy.
I'm going to email you that Star Citizenship. Now I'm in a space. Science double bless. Triple kill.
Did you see that Reddit post I sent you? When I asked about jamming? That's something that I thought that is space related, but I also thought would specifically interest you. That's the kind of shit you're all about.
That's right. It was a book put onto a Game Boy cartridge.
Yeah. Guy wrote a custom ROM, and apparently he's working on it to make it so that you can load your own whatever text into it, so he can release it without having to illegally release Andy Weir's fucking book.
Yes. I know. I was I actually started just thinking about that hobby as a second, like book reading on a small scale, or the technology that can go into just reading a book on the fly.
Yeah. I like that little e-reader I was making.
My brother, I think I have like 2 Kindles
Integrity
that I don't know if they
for
work.
Nat Geo 360 camera question.
Hell yeah.
I think one maybe has like a dead pixel in the middle. I'll have to bring them over sometime.
Yeah, Reed, we don't have the answer yet, but we recommend trying a power cycle. I see also your SME is back in the cabin, so if he can help, we're open to his suggestions.
The problem with a tablet versus e-ink is A, they don't work very good in sunlight, and B, they're harsher on your eyes. And reorder those in whatever order really matters to you. But e-ink is easier to read because it's not blasting light directly into your eyeballs. And it works better in the sun because it handles reflectivity better. So if you want to read outside or at a bunch of outdoor music events like I'm at all summer long, then a tablet's not the best thing. If I could mix on an e-ink display, I'd do that shit in a heartbeat.
I'm more
of they just don't have the refresh rate.
I'm more of a bed user. I was just thinking about it to like...
Which, yeah, if you're in the bed and it's dark, e-ink isn't the best option.
You know, I bought this when it was new, so maybe I should just, you know, get all my use out of this. It's got a big enough screen, which, I don't know, maybe I could just get a lap dock, plug my phone into it, plug the Steam Deck into it, and be able to...
I also have a huge collection of ebooks, if you need any.
Yeah, you got Stephen King?
All of them.
Very nice. All the Dark Towers?
That's part of all of them.
Yeah, okay. Silly question. I know there's a lot of renditions of them, like King went back through and like retconned some shit. So
that I don't know. I only have one version of each book, so I don't know
the
which.
Originals.
I would assume the original publishing, but I downloaded it as a totally legal Linux ISO, not a torrent. That was just a big old Stephen King collection that had everything in it. I did the same thing for Michael Crichton. And then I got some William Gibson. I got all the Expanse ones. I've had all the Expanse ones for a long time because that's how I read them for the first time.
What kind of light do you use if you're reading in bed? Do you have a decent light set up, or is...
I don't use a light in bed because Mariah is already asleep by the time I go to bed. So I have a lamp next to the bed, though, so if we did go to the bed at the same time, I could use the lamp. Like back when we used to go to bed at the same time before she was working this crazy shift that she works where she's got to go in super early in the morning. But, yeah, now I don't do anything. But they make, like, clip-on lights that you can put on your e-readers and shit, and
I'm going to check on that Kindle when I get home tonight, see if that works. Because if it does, I'm sure that can be slapped. I don't even know, like, the functions of it, if it's already set up to where I could put anything on it, or...
Yeah, I don't know as much about Kindles. They might be a little more, like, locked down because they're specifically an Amazon thing, and they might be like, oh, you have to buy your Amazon books through Amazon, get the Kindle edition. And, like, I don't know if you can load just a straight-up text file on them or an EPUB if you have it.
I got an old iPad, too, but...
I'd be fine for that.
Whatever,
that or comics.
Whatever modern iOS is installed on it will take it to a sluggish. So if I can custom wipe that to be like the most basic operating system that doesn't use all of it.
I read all of Invincible on that thing.
Yep. I need to check on when that beta is.
And my sister works at the bookstore downtown.
Chelsea?
No, Adrian. I forgot what it's called, though. Doesn't matter. Nobody's watching. So this advertisement isn't for anybody. Anyway, she works down there, and a bunch of people have been posting on the Captives War subreddit that book 2 has broken street date, and they've been able to pick it up at all their local Barnes and Nobles and shit. I ordered mine off Amazon in November, and it's not shipped yet. And so I was like, hey, sister, can you get this book for me? And I don't think they got it yet. That's a bummer.
I got 4 books on my Amazon save for later page. Want to get all of them are the history of the Apple II. A book John Romero wrote about his life. The history of Sega, the rise and
Generally, if I'm reading a book, I want fiction.
I don't know what it is about the biographies. Like, I was digging them on musicians because I had both the Korn books, the Marilyn Manson book, Dave Mustaine's book, Lemmy's book. Victor Wooten's book was kind of like a fiction. That one was pretty good. And then he wrote a sequel that I haven't read yet. The book about Cliff Burton, that was awesome. And then the Primus book is actually one of the best because it's not written like a book. It's written like a long-ass interview with, like, responses and stuff. But, yeah.
The cliff about Book Burton.
Houston Integrity for GoPro Max.
Also crazy to think that when Cliff Burton died would have been 8 years before the age I am now.
For your awareness, our SME did figure it out. The battery was not fully seated. It was running off of power, so it
That might
fine,
be older
but
now
for
than the
future
Rev
reference,
was when he
that's
died.
what that symbol
Quite
means.
possibly.
Nice. Thanks for letting us know.
Possibly Paul Gray. Boy, howdy.
28. I'm 5 years older than he was when he died.
Boy, howdy, do I regret...
Jesus Christ, that means it was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Integrity Houston for Snack Fill for Reed. I'll take a thumbs up if you're ready to listen.
What was it?
Paul Gray?
Paul Gray. I went Chad Gray. I went Mudvayne.
Boy, I regret the day when I was the one who broke it to Ryan that
Looks
Paul
like-
Gray died, and I didn't realize like how much it had an effect on him. I just kind of told him, "Hey, man, heard Paul Gray died," and he was like, "What?" And so then he messaged me back when Lemmy died. He's like, you had me on one back then. I got you on this one." I'm like, this is strange. I really regret being the one who broke it to him. I just thought I was letting him know. I felt the need to message people like that back then. Like, hey, heard your favorite thing is dead.
And you didn't even tell me when Rooster Teeth died? Unacceptable.
There's no...
And then came back as a zombie?
There is no universe, I think, where I'd be able to get that information to you before you got it.
Right.
And you possibly let me know that G4 was coming back as a zombie, and then...
And then when it died again?
Honestly, that shit is just pure nostalgia, because what we have today on YouTube
Ready to go ahead
is
for snack.
much better.
Light years above whatever
Today
we had
you're
before.
going to be completing 2 nutrition snack fills, one
something
after
made for
another
that
during
time.
this DFTO.
We didn't know
We
it at the
have
time
some
because we
notes
didn't have
that
any
you
other
can
options,
also
but that was
fill
just the
some
most
hydration
corporate
snacks, but
whitewash
those are just
version
for
of
crew
what we
comfort,
wanted
so
possible.
that you get
Luckily,
thirsty, and if
better
Christina or Victor
when
need
we
a
saw
drink
it
while
than
they're
the shows
consuming
that previously
some
tried. There
pills
was a
from the
couple
pill
Canadian
tool.
channels
So
that
we
went
wanted to
way
offer it up
too
that
far
you can
on
fill
the,
those hydration
like,
snacks before
yeah, we're
you
cool
are in your
gamers
suit.
thing.
If you want
Like,
to do it as a
I
get-ahead,
believe Adam
if you want to do it
Sessler
later
and
on,
Morgan
that's fine
Webb
with
and
us too.
Olivia Munn played a video game before. Like,
So I can do
a
4
little bit. They
hydration
still
snacks
went too
now,
far, but
and then
like,
the regular snacks during the DFTO.
then you have like the Halo 2 episode, which is just this big love
A-Firm,
letter
we
to
want to make sure
Halo.
the nutrition snacks are during the
Gives you the
DFTO. Otherwise,
feels.
up to you.
But you can see how low the budget was from today's standard. Like they were given like 50 grand a year to make a whole show.
Yeah, Attack of the Show used to be my shit.
Attack of the show, attack.
I never cared that much for X-Play because what's his name? Adam
Sessler.
Adam Sessler.
He's
was
balding.
kind of a dickhead.
He was portrayed as the dickhead.
Not just portrayed, unfortunately.
No, he actually probably in life might be.
I was following him on Twitter for a bit. And all this fucking Palestine shit kicked off. And look, you're allowed to be proud of your Jewish heritage. I take no issue with that. You're allowed to be Jewish. Again, no issue with that.
Celebrating.
But using it as an excuse to murder just untold amounts of civilians in a massive genocide, go fuck yourself, actually, a little bit.
I am completely removed from, like, Twitter.
Checking.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter in forever.
I used it for a little bit, and I think I used it the other day to see one of my favorite YouTubes fire off at another guy who was just being...
This is Artemis Mission
hateful
Control. The
then I
team
had to
aboard
talk to
Orion
myself.
continues
I'm
to
like,
set
all
up
right,
for
we delved too
today's
far. You
Ox
went and
Suits
signed back
demo.
into Twitter just to view this
That's
thing you were
Orion
curious
Crew
about.
Survival System.
But
Those
I'm
orange suits that you
I've
saw the
always
crew
been
launch in, those
removed
are
from
also the
Twitter.
ones
Now,
the crew will
not that I'm pure,
return
because I
home
got
in.
Facebook is just
They will
slop
be
all
donning
day.
those or
Every
putting those
day,
on today.
slop.
Yeah,
in a
Facebook's just
rapid
slop,
manner,
but Twitter
as
is
there were a
just
depressurization event
endless
in the cabin.
hateful slop.
Yes.
Like, there's just nothing positive happening over on Twitter. Zero.
You heard Capcom Jenny Gibbons
So
letting Commander Reed Wiseman know that they would be
even
consuming
though I fall in
snacks
from time
and
to
drinks
time,
during this procedure.
I no longer wake
as well
up
as
Saturday
using the
mornings
pill
and watch a
tool.
bunch of shorts. I just...
When in
it's
these
cut out.
Ox suits,
For now.
Read
I can
to
fall back
fill
into it
a
again. But
hydration snack at this cabin pressure. It's 45
really
seconds.
would prefer just long-form educational content running in the background. Even if I've seen it before, it can be put on the background. I can do other things.
Copy, thumbs up.
I say educational, but it comes with the big caveat of being like the history of some series of a video game that I thought about playing once, but will never play because I don't have the time as an adult, so I'll listen to somebody else talk about it. Or like the Golden Bolt series.
Oh, yeah.
That was just on the other day. I was like, yep, let's run through the entirety of Ratchet and Clank again. I fall asleep during the first game. I wake up during Deadlock just to go use the bathroom. And I leave for work on fucking the PSP games. Yeah, that was a bad time. Like, when I went and tried those as a minor Ratchet and Clank player that I am, mid. I'm mid as fuck when it comes to Ratchet because I fucking blew through
again,
the
ahead
brand
of
new
today's
game.
Ox Suits demo,
I didn't
teams
have
on
the
ground
worst
helping
time
astronauts
with
prepare
size
for
matters.
donning those suits.
Some of the
and
difficulty is
Capcom and
complete
Jenny Gibbons mentioned
bullshit.
that,
Puzzles.
the crew would be taking
But
pills.
Secret Agent Clank.
These are
fuck that
placebo
game.
pills, and they
Yeah,
will
that was a
be
bad
delivered
time.
through a pill
Concept.
stopper or a pill tool.
You know,
The
I
pill
thought I
tool
was
is
going to dig it
inserted
because I
into
played
a
Metal Gear
small
Solid,
port in the
but
helmet.
Metal Gear Solid
These suits are
has,
designed so that the crew could live in
like,
them for up to
gameplay.
6 days and live in a breathable atmosphere if the cabin were to
Bit of a headache.
depressurize.
Yeah.
So during that time, if they
Turn
needed to
those
take
lights
medicine,
down.
the team has thought of everything. And they have a pill tool available for a small port on the helmet that the team could use to take medicine if needed.
They about to suit up. I think they're about to suit up. Just the most minimal of background music.
A little bit of a drought on space games lately. Now that I've thought about it a little bit.
Eh.
Last one was, well, Starfield, which turns, people off. Capcom's Pragmata is more of a puzzle-like game that's going to be coming out.
You got the Naughty Dog one, Interstellar.
The Naughty
out.
Dog one, that's correct. That'll be the next big one. Which I don't know much about that, whether it's going to be a single-player experience or a little more open with choices. But I'll have a Porsche in space.
Yeah, that one looks interesting. I'll definitely try that one out. Or more realistically, I'll wait for reviews and then try it out because...
You got to play it safe these days.
Yeah, and I can't afford to be pre-ordering shit.
Nah.
Nope, I gotta know it's a good game before it gets my money.
I have purchased a few early access titles that were cheap. Seemed like they could go somewhere. Well, Schedule 1 was an early access title, I believe.
Roadside Research.
Yep.
Which Mariah and I have been playing the crap out of. So I was thinking this morning about my tism and how I'm not good at like small talk and all of that. And I thought it was funny how that, hey, pointed do get banned. I thought it was funny how like I also kind of have musical tism, where like I can't just jam. I don't improvise. I'm not good at just noodling or like joining in when someone else plays, and I think of that as like musical small talk, which I'm also just bad at regular small talk. I'm bad at all small talk.
At some point it just became
this is Artemis
a
Mission
pile
Control.
of
We
little
are Mission elapsed
techniques
time 3
and
days,
tricks
20 hours,
that
and
I
9
picked up
minutes
here?
into the
'Cause
flight of Artemis 2.
I usually just think about the
We've just passed under 24 hours.
movements
To be exact, it's
of the
23 hours
hands
and
and
14 minutes
what
until
they
we
already
surpass
know, a
the
little
record
piece
set
of
by
this, a
Apollo
little piece of
13
that,
for the
and then they just
longest
kinda
distance away from Earth.
started joining
That
together a
distance
little
was
bit.
248,655
thing.
statute
That's-
miles. We'll see the crew surpass that tomorrow during their lunar flyby.
Then those notes are
Inside
just...
the cabin, the
I
spacecraft,
call
or the
that
crew is preparing the
anything that's on
spacecraft for the
357
OX
is
suit
just a
demo.
Metallica.
Orion Crew Survival System Suit. That's what OX stands for. Today they will be donning their suits or getting
Those
into
are the
those
first
suits.
3
Two will be
notes
doing so
of,
rapidly,
like, it
and
being
2
in a
will be
major
doing
key.
so at a normal
Yeah.
pace.
Is all that
These
is.
suits are what the crew
Then
members wear
the
during launch and
Because then your
entry.
fourth note would be on the 8.
It's also what would protect them in the event of a depressurization in the spacecraft. They'll conduct a lot of activities while in these suits. As you can see, they're starting to pass some drink bags that they may use during that time
So, like,
frame.
I have an opposite problem, is that I can noodle and jam, but when it comes to setting down something that's kind of cohesive and written, I'm not that good at that.
These Orion Crew Survival System suits could keep the crew member wearing it in a breathable atmosphere for up to 6
But I can
days
ignorantly
if Orion were to
play,
depressurize.
like, all day.
Now, this is obviously the first time that humans have ever flown aboard Orion, so the first time we've gotten the opportunity to test out these suits. So after they put on the suits, they will pressurize them, and then they will install their seats. They uninstalled their seats following arrival in their high Earth orbit. And with these suits being pressurized, that seat install would be a little more difficult. There is also a small port on the spacesuit helmet. They will practice eating and drinking through those, as well as taking placebo pills. Down on the left side of your
I
screen,
guess I also
Canadian
just
Space
randomly
Agency
think
astronaut
about
Jeremy Hansen
how much
taking a drink
pressure
of
I'm
water and
applying
showing
to
the
the
behavior
strings at
of
different
water
point in
in a
time.
microgravity
So
environment.
I think about things in the lullness at work, and then I'm like, yeah, on Sunday I'm going to try that out really quick.
All right, Houston 4, water stacks are filled with a little bit of comedy here.
But
And
it's never
we're
as
getting
many
ready to
things as it
settle
was
in for
before.
the
It's always
DFU.
like one little addition or trick per week.
Houston copies.
Like, one thing that's always fun, especially in drop tuning, is any riff that's 0 and 12. Like any variation. It's always fun. It's always a great time.
Was that the fucking...
That riff kind of sounded like, cold-eyed bitch, another kiss on the lips.
That's just me playing notes. I wouldn't even call that a riff.
One thing that really relaxed me about guitar or music in general at one point was when somebody had just mentioned in an interview, there's only 12 notes.
There's 12 notes.
Yep.
There's 7 of them in a key. And you're never more than half a step away from the right note.
Yes, precisely.
Victor Wooten.
Yes. And that kind of relaxed me about shit, because I used to always think about it like I was looking at the entire Pokemon Unknown. How good this shit, like, no, it's just 12.
Oh, that would be E minor if you're doing 3. It'd be, well, A minor here. It'd be E minor in standard, like Metallica is. Or what is that? F sharp D major.
And that just allows us to get information faster. Like, power metal is written in C major for the most part. Iron Maiden, Dragon Force, everybody is using like strictly C major. So then you just know that whatever dumb sounding bullshit you do in that,
we kind of are too. Because we do everything in A minor.
Yes.
Which is C major.
So we are now
this is a
power
visualization
metal.
of the Orion spacecraft on the Artemis 2
We just do
mission.
that
You can
because
see this
we're
for yourself
in
at
drop
any
A.
time by visiting
And then it just allows us to get answers. Like if I want to know how the grunge sounds, like are they just using blues scales and with distortion?
In addition to today's
and then
suit
minor
demo,
pentatonic.
we are also expecting battery
Sabbath.
We are on a good trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, that's
thanks to the
classic rock. That's the D scale of
injection
classic
burn.
rock.
We will be executing
This
the
D
OTC
scale of a lot of
3
things,
burn today.
really.
That's slated for 10:03
But,
p.m.
yeah.
Central Time, and it's a 4-second.
And Tom Morello said once, if you want to rock hard, you lean on F sharp. So yeah, just that as a language in a way to just get us to go, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, I think it was that fucking guy who did the songwriting competitions, Drake Xavier, that I was watching.
Yeah.
He made a video about how guitarists are like the biggest hindrance to themselves by refusing to learn music theory and stuff, because literally all music theory is, it's not a set of rules, it's a language for you to know what you're talking about.
Yep.
And he used the example, he said, imagine you want to eat a salad and you need a utensil for eating that salad, but you don't have the word fork. Now ask for a fork. And now think about how much easier it would have been to just say, hey, I need a fork.
Yes.
And that's music theory. It's just making it easier for you to say, hey, I'm doing this thing. That doesn't mean I learned it or I'm good at it, but
I think that's honestly the next. I mean, I'm already pretty far past when that next step should have been taken, but I got like that chord wheel book. That should be a tool to be able to,
the wheel
put
of
down.
fifths.
Yeah. So, I've got all in front of me. That's one thing I was thinking about a tablet for, was so I can be in my favorite place, bed, and fucking learn something.
Well, and then like when you're playing in a key, each chord has a purpose. Feel all the tension there that needs to be resolved? That's because it's the 6th note of the chord. The 7th, it's the number note of the chord. And you see how that resolves real nicely? Because now we've hit the root note of the chord. Like that's where you wrap everything up. You want to build tension, you're using that one. It resolves nicely on that note. And if you don't have music theory, you can feel that, but you can't communicate that to your bandmates.
that music theory as a way to also describe, I need this to be this mood. So what are the chords that are...
Yes.
Yeah, that would be the most important tool I need.
Yeah, if you go, I want to write a really sad song, so I'm going to use... And then you go, why doesn't that sound sad? It's because you just picked a bunch of random chords in a major key while, like, playing around the root note of that major key. But if you'd done... It suddenly sounds more angry, even though I just, again, picked random notes, but I played around the A, which is the root of the A minor key. So I made it more sad and angry.
I always think about around the area of G, because Damon used that in the slower songs for Inside Why Metallica used it.
I don't know what the relative minor is of E major or E minor, what the relative major is. I don't know.
I'm sorry. B. That's B. So probably B minor.
In the mock-up, probably because it's 0G and all that. So just a comment there. In fact, when we first got up here, we were actually saying that we might just keep them on. We have elected so far this mission to not install the nets over D&E because we are in and out of there so much, and we were able to use the CTBs themselves for foot restraints.
Great data. Thank you.
Yeah, the one thing that always fucked me up was like modes, even though like I just kind of explained modes by playing a major key versus a minor key that were relative major and minors.
They're fucking Yu-Gi-Oh names.
Yeah, but like what's a Phrygian? I don't know.
I'd rather know them by numbers.
Which, I mean, they all have.
Yeah.
There's, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got all 7 of them. What's a Dorian? Dorian Gray? Do I need to find the picture he's got in his attic? Or, like, what do we got going on here?
The crew is stepping into their procedures.
That would all
kind of
help me in what I already kind of do is noodle. Then I'm just noodling with a purpose. Like, I feel like playing a generic jazz line right now.
That means closing the hygiene room door, removing the hygiene room storage bin. It also means installing umbilicals as
because I really appreciate if I could get all my shorts to just be the ones with the guitar players going like, this is a trick you can use to sweep. And, it's like a 1-minute video of quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that...
It's 3 o'clock.
Other people's techniques coming in that kind of quick shot pace is something I just remember. Like, a lot of bass players do it where they're like, how to access the double thump 2-finger technique, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I see the way they do it.
That's the Adverse Enigma one.
Yeah, that was Tears of the Fallen. And I think
E1,
back to
E2,
like,
E2
so
doors
I didn't
are
write
all
like any
identically
adverse music. I
labeled,
just
but-
played drums and put whatever
Well, I guess they're not, but
sounded
the
okay.
D1s
But like, when you're
have to go-
that super young, you're just getting into
well,
it. Whatever equipment
D1
you
and E1
have,
have to
rock band
go
cable into the
under the
laptop,
seats,
you're
and D2 and
using
E2
to
have to go down to the
get
bottom,
an
and I think we
idea
do have enough to
down.
start.
And now all that shit is just instantly accessible in the highest of quality. And
Yeah. One of the most popular flaws that you can basically
It's the Adverse Enigma song I wrote.
ah, yes.
Where Adverse is the name of the song, not the band.
The mental breakdown. Yeah. From ashes we rise.
I don't remember. I'd have to listen to it again. Sneeze again.
Bless. Double kill. Triple kill. In some exciting news, I found people who sell 7-string bass string sets.
Nice.
There's only 2 companies.
Is it any cheaper?
It's about $60.
It's still a lot.
Yep.
Copy all. Top tip. Thanks, Christina.
That is something that needs to have been done like yesterday. Is all of them instrument repairs. I'm gonna look out for a good cheap pair of used Fishmans for that baritone guitar. Did you have to cut yours out a little bit?
Yeah, I believe so. Because these are the soap bar style, but if you get the normal style, I think you still might have to because they're staggered.
Yep.
On the factory one, so I did have to take the router to the cavity a little bit, but I have those templates, so I was able to.
Very nice. You had to buy the covers separately?
The rings, yeah.
Yeah,
I had to buy the
okay.
rings.
Those are metal? Those aren't plastic.
These
right?
are metal, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have
Sick.
to get metal ones. I could fucking 3D print you some, but. Yeah, I liked the way the metal looked, so I got the metal ones.
Good shit.
Gotta have metal in my metal guitar.
And I'm gonna just have to balls up and do that sandpaper method. I'm not having any luck getting the nut made for the other bass. And the tools for that shit is like $200 for like a set of those. I'm like, Jesus, man.
Yep.
So I don't, because, you know, I want one's thickness of a 5-string bass and on to be able to do this.
Houston Integrity, we would like to request that you all read up the contingency seat settings, we think that would be how we
I
would
don't
be
know.
doing
Maybe I
this
just
if
have to
needed.
get me a set of them tools. I'm gonna see if I can find some other ways.
Copy,
I'm
we're
telling
getting
you,
them ready.
all you need is a guitar string and sandpaper.
Guitar string and sandpaper. All right.
If you're gonna spend $200 on it, you should have just bought a nut that was already cut.
Nobody makes these, which means it's an open market. If I can just get good at it, then I can be the one person on
Did you ever
this.
think about why nobody makes them?
Oh, because nobody really has them. And every bass that needs a replacement nut has
All right,
been an
Integrity, I
Antonio
have your
side bass.
contingency seat settings required. Where do you want to start?
Probably because, made with whatever he had over in Vietnam. He definitely had
Seat 2
seashell.
shoulder bolsters.
Yeah.
And
But-
then seat 1 shoulder bolsters.
Hopefully this one lasts as well. Yeah, this should be good. I'm going to put it...
If it doesn't, you'll be
Seat
better at
2
it by
and
then.
Seat
Yep.
1 shoulder
Ideally.
bolster pit
That
pins
flower
are in
bass
slots 17 and 18.
plays better, but it's
for
at the
both.
cost of, I think it's 10 more pounds than this. This is already kind of fucking heavy for an instrument. But, have both those, and then I'd like to take that red 6-string and knock the frets out of them and fill them back in, make it fretless.
For seats 1 and 2 next. And
Yeah, what is that, like
question,
maple and
we
walnut?
may have missed it,
This?
but what do
Yeah,
we do with
possibly.
the orb mount for the left RH3?
Oh, there's a third kind of wood in there, too.
And this one isn't as, lacquered
You'll
up.
be temp
as
stowing
the
the
body
orb
for
mount.
the
If you want to lock
rose
the location,
one.
we can get one ready for you. And
Yeah, the
the
more
headrest
lacquer would make it even fucking heavier.
post-position for seats 1 and 2.
That's why a lot of
are
people do
both
like a
9.
nitrocellulose finish because it's super thin. This is pretty thin finish on this. Was probably just because it's a cheap ass guitar. You either get a super thick finish or you get a nothing finish on
Yep.
cheap guitars.
And what do I...
And Jenny, I may be
That
missing
ugly
it. Don't
yellow
have a stow note
guitar I got,
location for the
that
orb
was my
mount, so
first
we will take
electric
one from
guitar. I
you.
just
Thank
got to
you.
buy some new hardware for that because the old hardware's so, rusted out and stuff. So that's about it. I think I might be keeping that Les Paul because I don't really need to sell it at this point, so I'm going to raise the price on that back to $500 if someone wants it. But that's a damn good guitar just because it's set up with the Les Paul tension remover up top. It's got a tusk nut. That guitar rules. It's just kind of extra. I'm gonna get some zebra Fishmans from Paul Reed Smith though. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I've got a set of the Zebra 7-string ones that I got really cheap that I got to put in that Harley Benton 7-string that I have. Or I should just fucking sell them as is and then sell that 7-string Harley Benton and cut my losses. Because I don't play 7-string anymore. I play this, and I've got the Hellraiser, so...
And the baritone
Yeah.
if you need to go lower. I know at a
You're
time
looking
you
at a
were
live
talking
view
about possibly
inside
getting
the
the same
Orion spacecraft
8-string
named
that I got.
Integrity. At the Artemis 2
The
Yeah.
crew, as they are
variant.
getting into their
But then again, it's like, do I
Suits
need
demo.
8
Ox
strings
stands
or do I
for
just need a
Orion-
longer
Orion
scale
Crew
length
Survival
6-string?
System.
Yeah.
And it
These
almost
are the
always
suits
comes
they
down to a
wore,
longer scale
during
length
launch.
6-string
They have
for me.
orange suits right
Which
there.
I think
They'll
it would be
also wear them
crazy if I
during
ever had a
re-entry, and
4-string
these would be
bass
the
that was
suits they would
tuned
put
for
on in the event
Undecided.
of a
It would probably feel
depressurization
really
in the
good.
spacecraft.
I could demote to that
Like
warrior.
a 36-inch 4-string or
Today's
something.
test is going to allow the crew
Yep.
members to don or put
Just
on
super
their
light.
spacesuits. 2 will do so at a nominal
Maybe
or
even
normal
find
pace.
one of Paul
the other
Gray's
2 will do
signatures
so at a rapid
used and
pace.
beat up.
Currently, they're working on installing 3 of the suits.
I know I'm probably not going to get one. Still would, like an Iceman.
How they would do so in the event of depressurization of the suits.
Always wanted an Explorer so I could be like Squiscar. But I quickly realized I'm no Squiscar. I'm not even a Toki.
Once the suits pressurize, it does become more difficult for the astronauts to work in the cabin
both
because
that
their
and the
suits will
Iceman
grow.
are similar in kind of their upper
It wasn't
horn
clear
way.
how to set setting 9, but we like what we're seeing here, and we think that if we
Then
were
there's
to,
the reverse
if we were in
Explorer
a real
and the
situation,
Fireman,
we would
which
press as is.
the
I'll get a
Fireman
picture of
isn't
the config.
as much of an atrocity to humanity as the reverse Explorer is.
Yeah.
Like, Lord, why? Oof.
You'll hear the crew call down feedback on
And a
several of the
Razorback
steps
would
they
be
have
cool.
listed. Earlier, we heard good feedback
Dean
on how
Razorback.
Commander Reed Wiseman had
Oh!
stowed
But
their
I hate
suits.
the
This is all
headstock.
to help
But
prepare for future missions in writing
I'd rock
procedures
a
for
Razorback.
astronauts
like
who
the
will
regular
fly
maybe an
ground
8-string
force to the
style
moon
one.
on future Artemis
That,
flights.
yep. I had that 8-string Dean, but it wasn't Razor. It was just basic.
Yeah, it was the other version.
And it felt like the neck was
Again,
huge
they will be
in comparison to
pressurizing
the
their
body.
suits today. Those suits will
Which
be
is very
pressurized to
un-Dean-like.
4.8
Content with what I got as far as guitars go. Could lose maybe just one more. But
That's interesting. They pressurized their suits to 1 atmosphere, but the cabin's only pressurized to 10 psi.
ooh.
It's 14.5 psi is pretty much 1 atmosphere. So it's interesting that the suits pressurize higher than the cabin. All
Once
right.
this crew is in their suits and the suits are pressurized, they will need to get seated. This is a difficult task while pressurized. It may look very simple, but it can be exhausting due to that suit being pressurized and expanded, as well as the umbilicals being connected.
Jenny, we are ready for the position to latch the
Thank God I'm not into
leg
like
assemblies onto
effects
the
pedal
seat back
collecting.
for 1 and
Like,
2.
good Lord, dude.
For both
Yeah.
seats 1 and 2,
I mean,
you're
that's
looking
what
for the
seems
seat
to
pan
happen with
position.
most people
You will
when
be
it comes
putting
to
the pit
age
pins
in guitar,
position 3
is that you
and
eventually-
7 for both
They want to go
seats.
backward into all that analog shit
Yeah.
and get real analog effects pedals and real tube amps and
I mean, which is all cool and stuff, but just really not feasible unless you're, you know, working in an office, but your hobby is, you know, playing guitar. You got the expendable income to buy the original MXR. You know, get the Russian variant, not the UK variant.
gotta have a clone.
I'd be fine with just like, which they're already part of the Helix, is just the fucking Horizon stuff. Those are good pedals.
Honestly, I might be about ready to sell my Horizon. The only thing stopping me from selling it is that Mariah got it for me.
Oh, I completely understand that feeling. Yeah, if something's a gift, that's a tough one.
But I don't even have it on my pedal board anymore. I run the one built into my Helix now.
This thing is the shit. If we could figure out maybe about our expression pedals, which we don't use, but
I would if it wasn't broken.
yeah.
I would use it for that solo in Hella Good. Which now that I got a better 3D printer, I should revisit that digital whammy bar.
As you can see, the crew is now installing the foot restraints for 2 of the seats. These were removed after ascent. This allows the crew more room to move about the cabin throughout the flight. But they must be reinstalled prior to entry.
Right,
so
I'm going to play the music right over top of this NASA stream.
While pressurized, they need to install those foot restraints.
Ready?
Yes.
Hey, do you generally always drink Monsters in that size can there?
Yeah, I never really go for the bigger ones.
Check this thing out. Let me go. Maker World. Log in.
And Jenny, we are going to leave the foot pans all the way in for now for suit on.
Copy.
Log in with Google. That one. Check this shit out.
I see.
Keep shit out of it, and then I can 3D print an O-ring for it. He's got them in that size. He's got them in Red Bull size, and he's got them in Arizona green tea size. Just a thing.
It is pretty cool, but would it promote my monster drinking?
Probably.
Jenny will take shoulder bolster settings
But
for C4.
Arizona might be a thing, even though I'm paying $1.59.
Christina, for seat 4, the shoulder bolster pin locations are the same as the nominal, so they should be Sharpie marked for you, saying 20 and 21.
So that's a thing. Just something I could print if you were interested.
I'll have to think about which one. Probably the Arizona.
I'm going to print one of the small ones for me for my Celsius cans.
Oh, yes.
What color should I do it in? Black and purple?
Whatever.
I burned through so much black and purple filament, it's ridiculous.
About to say, whatever you got on hand. Whatever needs using.
Oh, bud, yours is getting green. I got plenty of green just laying around, sitting there, not getting used for shit. And probably black, because black is also like the cheapest filament you can get. I can get a roll of black PLA for like $13. Pretty crazy.
Seat 4 headrest.
Hey, Capcom.
For contingency is
you don't know me.
9, which is the same
Last
as
question.
the setting that you have.
What is the difference between a duck?
So much forgotten glory.
Trump. out and kicks my ass sometimes.
Yes. One of my hardest parts is
the integrity for seat restraints.
Go.
Those two together with my hand cocked like this.
Hey, Jenny. We have elected if you agree to not use the launch belt seat restraint tethers because we see that they are floating and we think that they will be easy to retrieve without the tethers.
Looks really good to us.
NASA astronaut Christina Cook is taking pictures of the configuration of the seats so far. Again, on this test flight, everything is being carefully documented so that it can be used in reference and
I kind of dig that, even though it's just Afterlife, but played differently.
Oh, yes.
And a juez. Sega.
Again, the crew will be
Long
putting
time
on
goal of
their
mine. I need to learn the main menu music for Twisted Metal 4. It's like...
Nominally, or on average, they would only wear these during launch and re-entry. But for this mission, we are testing out what
it's
they
some
would need
hard
to do
shit.
if
I mean, I
there
guess
were a
you can die happy now.
depressurization in
Sounds
the
like you
cabin.
nailed it.
It's close, but it's probably
These suits
not
will provide
nay
them a breathable environment for up to 6 days.
But it's some sick
and they
shit.
also have the ability to take medicine, eat, and drink while in the suits. So all of those things will be tested out today. Now, once they put on these suits and pressurize them, they will expand a little bit, and it'll make it a little more difficult to move about the spacecraft.
Tell you what, some
That's why this test is so critical
no
to
joke
help team
serious
members
bass lines.
run
There's
future
anything
procedures
from the
for
Pokemon
future
series,
crews.
like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and stuff like that. They're there's that.
Well, then all the guitar lines are shredding too.
Yep, it's. Yeah. That's some good shit, but damn.
Yeah, I love Pokemon music. Rarely will I attempt to play it, though. And that's why this isn't a Pokemon song. It's a Sonic song, which realistically isn't that much better. What was that? A Halo? Was that? What are you playing?
Oh, that was FF7.
Yeah, there it is. I was like, I know that rhythm, but my brain just can't place it right now. Or melody, I guess, not rhythm. one's always fun. I quite enjoy playing it.
A lot better now that I'm playing the correct notes after like months of playing it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Fucking die. Fuck you fucking die.
That all fucked up. Been busy with family. Just want to stop by and say hello. Happy Easter. Have an awesome day. Lots of love. That's Orion.
Central Time.
Orion said that.
In the remaining half of the day, the crew members will
Happy Ryan Easter.
Obviously have their midday meal. They will also get into some burn monitoring
Zombie Jesus Day.
We're just expecting the
hanging out with the crew of the Artemis 1.
Burn today at 10:03 p.m.
The Orion
Central
capsule,
Time.
Spaceship Integrity, whatever they want to call it. Artemis 2. I said Artemis 1. I don't know why I said
small
that.
maneuvers using the reaction control system thrusters on the spacecraft. These help refine our trajectory as we are heading around the moon and coming back to Earth. The initial burn to send us on that flight path was executed on flight day 2. That's the translunar injection burn. We previously canceled OTC burns 1 and 2. The trajectory was sufficient at that time, and those were not necessary, but the team does intend to execute OTC 3 this evening.
Right on. We gonna do some orbital trajection correction. Orbital trajectory, not trajection. I don't think trajection's a word, you fucking moron.
Trajection correction. What's your affection?
Infection? Affection.
Affection. What's your infection?
It's a brain-eating amoeba.
I don't remember. Oh, what was it?
We see that in the video. Thanks, Christina.
We should relearn that one and work it into the set list.
Yeah.
I ain't played that in a minute. Anyway, I just wanted to pause because I saw Ryan was chitty bang banging. Anyway. Apparently, trajection is a word. Fuck that up. skip it a hella good. See if we can avoid a copyright strike this week. It's also not like fucking anybody's watching because it's Easter. I don't know what else anybody would be doing in the middle of the day on Easter Sunday.
Cranking.
Besides hanging out with us. That's it. That's 4 cymbal hits, and that's the whole song. That's all you get.
I don't come in for a while. I actually probably could have made it.
Oh no, the audience is mad that we restarted the song so Cody could drink water.
The audience should know what the bass player does.
Realistically, if we had an audience, they'd be fucking paying in bits going, oh, hydrate, brr. Herder, hydrate, brr. He read my message.
Yes, precisely. We're still jamming on YouTube, damn.
Yeah, YouTube always gets out of sync, and I'm not sure why.
It's just like a repeating GIF now.
Oops. Now I've paused it.
Houston integrity for timeline sync.
There it is. There's live.
We are nearing the time of having y'all go off board so that we can
Quite the delay,
get into
though.
our suits. Just wanted to check in with you on timing or anything else you've noted that you want to share before we get into that.
Yeah, we still haven't mowed the yard for the first time this year yet. Probably won't still for a couple weeks.
Thanks for letting us know, Christina. That syncs with everything that we've been tracking.
Catch up on them mower payments.
Just want to update you that we don't believe that we
power
will do any
maintenance.
objectives at the lower pressure, so at 3.7 psi.
God damn you!
Just nothing's loud enough to actually generate feedback down here, which is really nice, actually.
That's a riff?
Yeah, it's from the Adverse Enigma thing.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think I would just like to play one more than own one, but if you remember, like, Korn Unplugged, seeing a 7-string acoustic guitar. But if I could just get a baritone,
a recap of who we have flying aboard the Orion spacecraft for the Artemis II mission.
But then still,
we have Commander and NASA astronaut Reed Wiseman,
baritone acoustic,
pilot NASA astronaut Victor Glover,
curiosity.
Mission Specialist 1, NASA astronaut Christina Cook, and Mission Specialist 2,
jam on a
Canadian
baritone
Space
acoustic.
Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen.
I also, the thing is,
Currently,
like,
the
when I
crew members are
play
getting into
acoustic
their
shit
suits,
on
those
that,
Orion
I
crew
generally
survival
don't use the
system
low
suits.
A, or when I use clean shit, I guess.
This is part of the demo.
I say that,
during
but the
which
one
those
fucking
suits
clean
will be
part I have in our
pressurized and
entire
also
set
have
is
leak checks.
Afterlife, and I use the open A on it. So it completely disproves the thing I just
And
said.
if you're just joining us, this is all a test. This helps us determine how the crew would need to ingress or enter those suits quickly in case of a depressurization in the spacecraft.
Educated horses.
They'll also need to enter or
Electric
put on their
horses?
suits ahead of returning to Earth, as these are what they wear for launch and re-entry.
Sick.
I don't think that's legal anymore.
And then there's songs like
Shock therapy.
Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, which is in a lower tuning acoustic.
Morning don't go on trains.
I do love that song.
Announcing now that I'll be taking over lead vocal duties for Undecided. No, I mean, it's a jam. There's a reason it gets played on the radio as much as it does.
And you know what? The lyrics are... There's just the way the whole song is structured and how unique it is. It's just kind of... It seems like one of those accidentally brilliant things.
But was it accidental or was it incredibly calculated? We'll never know. I can ride my bike with no handlebars.
It's like none of their other songs really sound like that from the most part. That's just kind of this one-off, like, bluesy track they did. And then it has sort of modern-day rhythmic, stylistic vocals.
Yeah, because other than that, they do, like, a lot of alt-rock style shit, right? Which is just really not my jam.
And the way I heard it, which I'm sure is possibly the way you heard that song, was through the Borderlands commercial.
Fuck yeah.
And so now it is attached to something that it really was a really perfect theme for.
I don't know any of those bands, Ryan. Middle Class Rut, Father of Peace, Mother Mother. None of that is my jam. That's a whole scene that I'm just not even a part of.
Is that post-hardcore?
No, I think they're like Cage the Elephant type shit.
Oh.
Like Vampire Tuesday?
I like Cake.
Wednesday?
Cake was the other band that was like big. She's got a red dress sweater and a long jacket.
Yep. And then the other one.
Yep.
And their version of War Pigs fucking rules. If you've not heard that.
I believe I have, actually.
Cake vibes for sure. Yeah. Yep, I definitely enjoy their cover of War Pigs. There's a band that I usually do sound for up north. They're from Ann Arbor, though, but I do it at that Al Sabo River Fest, usually, is the Atomic Cafe. And they do a couple Cake covers, and their trumpet player comes up and does the vocals for them, and it's great. Honestly, if I had to pick one to put on, I might pick Cake's version of War Pigs over the original. It's just more fun. It's a jam. I don't think it's quite as long with nothing happening. You know, they kind of cut to the chase, and then they have some fun with it. Who else thought that War Pigs needed trumpets? The trumpet fucking kills it too.
Houston Integrity, we are bringing you back on board. Let us know if you don't see it. We haven't dawned, but we think that we're okay with you all watching the full dawn from Comfort Garments.
Ooh, we're going to watch them in Comfort Garments. Am I going to get in trouble on Twitch?
Copy, Christina. That sounds great to us. Thank you. We did see you adjust the camera, but we no longer see video.
Uh-oh, you broke the camera, Christina.
That's being worked.
Thank you.
And with that, if you agree, we will allow you all to determine suit donning start and complete time for the rapid and nominal.
Copy.
Yeah, I guess we'll end it on discussion of Cake. And
As
then
you heard from
I'm
NASA
gonna watch him
astronaut
do this
Christina Cook,
fucking
the crew are now in their
spacesuit,
comfort garments, and they
test.
will continue putting on or
It's an
donning
emergency
their
suit.
OX suits, Orion Crew Survival System suits.
That.
Hi, crew. We have video.
Yes, you as well, Ryan. Good day. Happy Easter. Enjoy family time. All that jazzes. Day. There they are in their comfort garments. But did they include that in their timing? Like, because they weren't in comfort garments, and if the cabin was rapidly depressurizing, if they don't already have those garments on underneath what they were wearing, they're going to have to change into the comfort garments as part of their rapid suit donning. And then subsequently, when they doff it, do they remove the comfort garment? Do they have multiple comfort garments? I need more details on these comfort garments, NASA. Hook me up with some comfort garment details.
That lore.
Yeah, hit me with that comfort garment lore, NASA.
Thank you.